Hey everyone, Tina here from Tina's Beauty Corner, and I'm going to walk you through what to expect for your first SEINT makeup application. So first things first, that makeup-free selfie. I know it's really scary. When I first tried SEINT or wanted to try SEINT, it was my friend Katie that introduced me to it, and she said, yeah, let's do it. Just send me your makeup-free selfie. And I was like, what? So I almost chickened out, but I sent it to her and she told me what colors I should get as the artist. And she was right, and the colors looked fantastic. So I'm going to do that for you. So when you send me your makeup-free selfie, this is what you get in return. So a color match sheet, okay? So here you can see, this will be you. And you can see the colors that I've recommended based on your skin tone with a clean face. So, and then you can see here that you can put everything on your face just as described here in the picture. So it's basically paint by numbers for your face. And then you're gonna blend it in with one of our amazing brushes. So I'm gonna recommend a contour, 2 highlights, a lip and cheek, an illuminator, a brush that I think will suit your needs, and maybe a few extras if there's something else I think you might need. And then when you get your makeup home, you can just follow the steps or follow along with this video, okay? So when you get your makeup at home, it comes in these adorable little tins. And I know what you're thinking. The first thing is you're gonna think, I was totally ripped off because that's what I thought when I got my makeup for the first time, because it's so small. But I promise you that you don't need a lot of this makeup. A little goes a long way, and these little tins are gonna last you anywhere for 3 to 4 months to up to a year. And the great thing about them is when they start to wear down, you can melt them in a fry pan and make them come back to life, which I just did with my beautiful Dahlia that is well loved and used. I've had it for a year, and I melted it down and it became all nice and smooth again. So you take the lid off, as you just saw, and then you slide it in your palette. So here is my basic kit, my contour, my 2 highlights, and now I've got one little slot here, which is for my lip and cheek. So I'm gonna pop that in, and because it's magnetic, it's not going anywhere, okay? So these colors are gonna stay nice and neat and tidy in your palette, and this is the beauty of the palette. You're only gonna have the colors that you need, and you're gonna determine that from the makeup-free selfie, okay? So we're gonna help you do that. So I always recommend that even though the basic kit consists of these 4 colors, contour, 2 highlights, and a lip and cheek, I always suggest to go for the slightly bigger palette, which is the 8 palette, because you're gonna love it. And then you're going to wanna add a couple things too. So an illuminator, maybe a quick eyeshadow look. I'm gonna show you today a color corrector that I use, and finish off with the vanilla dust. Okay, so everything's gonna be right here in your palette. And just to give you a sense of size, where you can kind of see it in my hand, but this is my phone case, and here's my palette. So it's about the size of your phone, and all your makeup is going to be right in here. And again, these little tins that you think are super small are going to last you a very long time. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start with the setting spray. This is not a must-have necessarily, but it is a nice way to start and just prep your skin. So I'll use the Beauty Blender, a couple of sprays. By the way, my face is just clean. The only makeup I have on right now is mascara, just so you didn't have to see me do that. I didn't want to waste your time watching me apply mascara. Normally I would apply my mascara last, but just for today, I just wanted to get that over with. So I'm just blotting my face with the setting spray, and this may be a step you want to do. It's just an option to kind of help your makeup stay all day, although without it, SEINT does have wonderful staying power. Okay, so now my face is prepped and ready to go, and I'm gonna actually start with my color corrector. So I like to use the color Mango for under my eyes. So Mango is not necessarily everyone's answer to under eyes. It really does depend on your skin tone and the type of discoloration that you have under your eyes. And I can help you determine that with this, okay? But for me, Mango works because I'm a medium skin tone, and because the discoloration under my eyes is kind of more blue. And because Mango is a little orangey, the orange is going to cancel out the blue. So all I'm going to do is take my finger and just dab a little bit in the Mango and apply it to the areas under my eyes, just with little, like a stipple effect almost. And right away you can see that that bluey purple is vanishing. Now you might be thinking it looks a little orange, but when I mix it with my Brightening Highlight, it's going to help those blue discoloration disappear. Okay, so I'm just dabbing that in. So that might be something that you might want. There are other colors that I could suggest for you based on what your discoloration is. Okay, so now let's get to the basic kit. I like to start with contour because everyone freaks out about it because it's kind of intimidating, but I promise that it's really easy and I'm going to show you that right now. So again, I'm just going to apply with my fingers. I like to do that for the first demonstration because I just want to let you know that you do not need to buy the whole brush collection, although it's amazing. And I do have all the brushes and I use them all. Just as you're getting started, you can apply with your fingers and then blend with the brush. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to take my finger, dip it into my contour, which is ash. And first step, forehead. Okay, so kind of just under your hairline, like maybe an inch below your hairline, little dots or a smear. Okay, so I'm just doing a little, maybe from eyebrow to end of eyebrow to end of eyebrow. Now, jawline. So again, I'm just kind of going to wipe this on my jawline. And all I'm doing here is I'm just creating a little line because that's going to help me later look like I have more definition in my jaw, which will be really nice. Okay, next step, cheekbones. So again, dipping in my finger, I'm going to find my cheekbone and I'm just going to go on the underside of the cheekbone, just kind of from the ear or the sideburn area down into the cheek. So just smear that on in there. So I'm just under the cheekbone. And I'll do the other side. Okay, and now also for me, I like to put it on the outside of the bridge of the nose. This might be a step that you don't need, but I like this. It just helps to make my nose look a little slimmer. And one other neat little trick, under the lip. And what that's going to do is kind of make the bottom lip look a little plumper. Okay, so now your contour is done. We can put that away. So now I'm going to go to my 2 highlights. And here's the reason we suggest 2 highlights. SEINT's philosophy is dimension, okay? It's a 3D makeup, which means your face is 3-dimensional already. So we don't want to just put one flat color on like we've been doing with foundation, traditional foundation. We're going to accent the colors that are already like on your face. So if you just take a look at my face here real quick, you'll see that it's a bit lighter here. It's a bit lighter here. This is because the light is catching me there. It's a bit lighter kind of under the eyes and a bit lighter as I go down to my chin. So that's where the lighter of the 2 go. So that's called your brightening highlight. It's going to brighten your complexion. So mine's called white peach. I'm just going to dab again with my finger. I'm going to do a little bit here in the middle of the forehead. I'm going to drag it down the nose, under the nose and the chin. And now I'm going to go across. So it's basically your T-zone, okay? So remember I put this mango here. So now I'm going to concentrate the white peach kind of more on the outside of the eye. And a little bit on the inside too, because I'm going to blend those 2 together. I'm going to blend my mango and my white peach. Okay, so there's that. You can also put a little bit on the eyelid, and this is going to help create a really nice base for your eyeshadow application. Okay, so that part's done. Now I'm going to go to my main highlight, which for me is a color called Sandy. And again, I'm just going to dip my finger in, and this goes forehead. So just a couple dots, just kind of in between the brightening highlight and the contour. It also goes down just between the contour here on the cheekbone and the jawline. So this is kind of like the beard area, for lack of a better word. And I'm just putting little dots here. You can see how little I'm using. Okay, so again, little dots. This is, by the way, called the Cheetah hack method, which is basically just like I'm putting dots all over my face like a cheetah, and I'm going to blend it all in. I also like to put a little bit of my main highlight in the apples of my cheeks because I have a lot of redness there. So depending on you, like this is where it becomes a little more personal. Some people like to put their blush right in the apple of their cheeks, and that's beautiful. For me, I like to put my blush a little higher because I need the concealment here for the redness in my skin. So I'm just going to put a couple little blobs here on my apples, and then I'm going to take my lip and cheek and place it right above the contour. So notice here that there's a place for everything, and that is another one of SEINT's amazing concepts, is that it's a 1-layer application. So I'm putting everything where it belongs, and now I'm going to blend it. So if you look at my face and look at my chart, it's pretty similar, okay? So here I go, I'm gonna blend. Usually the brush I recommend most often is the 3D brush. I think it's one of the best for blending. It has kind of this pointy end here. Well, all the brushes, by the way, are double-ended, so you're always getting 2 in 1. I like to use the pointy end to kind of get started and just kind of get around the eyes. So the pointy end helps just get into the crevices. It also is really nice around the nose and kind of just in the chin. So anywhere where there's just little hard to reach areas. And now I'm going to flip the brush and use the fluffier end and start doing little circles to blend my makeup. So personally, I like to start with my lighter colors on my face. So I kind of hit that T-zone where my brightening highlight is first. And then I go into my main highlight, which is in that beard area and in the apples of my cheeks. But you'll find your own method. And again, I'm just doing little circles. I'm not pressing too hard. Basically what I'm doing is I'm spreading out the makeup. Okay, let's hit that contour. So I'm going to take it around the nose here. And you can see now that that dark contour line that I'm just blending out is just creating some shade. Let's do the top here. And it's just creating shade that mimics the natural light on your face. So it's going to look very natural. Let's do the jaw. So kind of just sweeping it down so that you don't have a line. You just want to kind of blend that in. And now the really fun part, the cheekbones. This is where you really start to see it come together. So I'm just doing little circles, kind of in an upward sweeping motion. And this contour is going to create the most beautiful cheekbone. Now I'm going to start moving up into my lip and cheek. And you can see what's left is just a really beautiful complexion that looks flawless and shaped. Let's do the other side. So again, just little circles, kind of upward sweeping motion, blending that contour out. So I'm softening the line. And now I'm going to go blend in my dahlia. And that is my 5-minute face. Now I'm looking at my skin and I feel like I might need a little bit more of my main highlight just right here where, again, like I said, I get a lot of redness. So I'm just going to lightly tap that in, and here's where you can just kind of make any adjustments that you might need. And there you go. So that is the basic face, but I'm not quite done yet. So let's do lips. This is the multitasker brush. I like to use this fatter end for my lips. So this is a color called Dahlia. You'll notice on the site that the lipsticks and the lip and cheek are divided into 3 categories. Satin, which this is, so you can see it has no shine. And then there are glosses, which are really shiny. And then there are semi-gloss, which is kind of somewhere in between. So your choice. The satins carry a lot more pigment, so you're going to really kind of see that pop. And also with my basic kit, I'm going to do my brows. So check it out. I'm going to use my line brush, which has a really defined edge here. And I'm just going to dip it into my contour. And I need to fill in my brows. So this might be a step that you don't need to do. Maybe you are blessed with nice full brows. But for me, this is a step I do need to kind of do to just make my face look a little bit more complete. And that's why the contour is chosen. It's chosen based on your hair color and your eyebrow color and your skin tone too. And then I flip the brush and I use the spoolie end to just give it a brush out. Okay, I'm going to do the other side real quick. So again, this whole face has been done with these 4 colors. Eyebrows included, and that's how convenient and versatile these products are, that they are multifunctional. You can even use this contour to put on your eyelids, like to just create a little bit of a eyeshadow look. Okay, so there is my basic kit right here, just these 4 colors, but I'm just going to pop into my bottom layer just to show you a couple other little things that you might also like to try. So one of my favorite SEINT products is the Illuminator. So it comes in cream or powder. If you get a cream, you can just apply it with your finger, just like I did before. But I'm going to show you a powder today, and my favorite brush to apply it is the blend brush. And it really packs a punch, so check it out. So just a little bit, you need so very little. I've had this for a year and you can see it's gonna last me much longer. And watch my cheekbone. See that like iridescent illumination that has just gone on my cheekbone? And look how it's really helped to just make that cheekbone look so three-dimensional with the contour, the dahlia, and now the starlit illuminator, really just adding that shimmer. Let's do the other side. So there's lots of different shades that you can choose from. So beautiful. I also like to flip the brush and just pop a little bit on my nose. And that's gonna also just kind of make my nose look a little bit slimmer and just kind of get that little reflection on the end of my nose, which looks so dewy and fresh. Okay, one more thing. A quick eye look, okay? This is the beauty of this adorable little 8 palette, is that you can fit so much in here and you can do your whole face. So I'm gonna show you 2 looks today, Rome and Labyrinth. Well, not 2 looks, I'm gonna use 2 eyeshadows, I mean. So I'm gonna use my eyeshadow brush and the big, thicker end to apply Rome all over the lid. So this is just a nice base. Rome is probably one of my most loved and most used eyeshadows, just to create a nice base. And remember, we used our brightening highlight to kind of prime the lids here. So there's Rome all over. And then I like to take the smaller end of the brush and apply a darker color. So I'm going to choose Labyrinth today and just kind of go on the outer edge and into the crease. And that's going to really give my eyes some dimension. I'll do the other side. Notice how that really lifted the eye. Okay, so that's just one way of showing how you can just pick 2 colors, a lighter one and a darker one, and create a really beautiful eyeshadow look. Now I'm also going to take just a little dip of my smaller end, and I can sweep this under the eye too, so to create like an under eye eyeliner look. Okay, now I'm going to show you a really cool trick. The smudge brush. Check out my quick facelift here. So what I'm going to do is go back to my main kit. I'm going to go to my brightening highlight. I'm just going to dip my smudge brush just a tiny bit and apply a little bit to the outer edge of the eye. And what that's going to do is kind of just clean up any like mistakes that I might have made, but also kind of give me an instant facelift. So even just look at this eye compared to this eye, it really just helps to bring it up and clean it up. And again, that's just using the makeup that you already have here in your kit. It's just a matter of some little tips and tricks. So instant eye lift, there you go. I'm just gonna take my eyeshadow brush and just kind of give me a final little sweep here just to make sure that's nice and clean looking. And I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna take my Starlit Illuminator and just use my finger and pop a little bit on the eyes. So again, these products are so versatile. You can use them for different things. And this just helps to brighten up the eyes a little bit. Check it out. I'm gonna also put a little bit on my lips. Notice how that just softened the color a little bit? And it's gonna help it stay put too. So that is my whole face in this one kit. Oh wait, one last thing. The vanilla dust. So I started with the setting spray and I'm gonna finish with the vanilla dust. It is a powder, it's like a translucent powder. And because it's so hard packed in there and this will last you so long, I like to take the spoolie end of my line brush and just kind of scrape it a little bit so I can loosen it up. And then my favorite brush, the blush and bronzer brush, so nice and fluffy. I just dip that in there. So my loose powder, and I'm just gonna give myself a once over, particularly in the areas where I get a little shiny. So forehead, chin, and this just allows me one final sweep to make sure everything's nicely blended. And that is your 5-minute face. I know it took me 20 minutes here, but only because I was explaining along the way. But in the mornings when I get ready, this is about 7 minutes. So 7 minutes to look and feel your best. I think you're worth it. I think you should give it a try because it really is such beautiful makeup, makes everyone's skin look flawless, but most importantly, it makes you feel amazing. So that when you leave your house in the morning, you know you look and feel the best that you can. One last thing I want to show you before we go is the brush cleaner. So you're going to invest in these brushes. You want to make sure they last a really long time. So this is the brush cleaner. We also sell microfiber cloths, which are really nice for washing your face, but also really nice for cleaning the brushes. So let me take, for example, my 3D brush. You can see that this was my most used blending brush. It's got a lot of makeup on the end of it. So what I do is I kind of cradle it in my cloth, give it a couple sprays with the brush cleaner, which smells amazing, very like vanilla sugar cookie kind of smell. And I'm just gonna give it a wipe. And you can see right away that it's taken the excess makeup off and it's sanitized it. It's nice and clean and fresh and ready to go, and it's dry. Like I can use this right now again, which is really great because normally with traditional brush cleaners, you have to let them sit overnight to dry. And what happens when they get really, really wet is the water and soap can kind of get down into the base and loosen the bristles, and mold and everything can grow in there. So the brush cleaner is like a dry cleaner, which is so cool. So I really highly suggest that you invest in the brush cleaner so that you can take really good care of your brushes and they'll last you a really long time. So everyone, thank you so much. That is your basic kit with a few extras based on your color match. And let me know how I can help you shop today. So make sure that you're sending me your makeup-free selfie. And I promise you that it is safe between you and I. I will never post it publicly or anything. I just take a look at your skin tone and help you pick colors that will best suit you so that you get home and have the best results and feel amazing. And that's what SEINT is all about. Thank you, ladies. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.